Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back. Today I'd like to do a couple things. First, I had a good suggestion to set up a buffer of power to help power the laser turrets without creating a brownout. So what we could do is set up a bank of accumulators, these guys, so that we can build up some extra charge, and then when when we have a biter attack and the laser turrets kick in, it won't cause all the base to flicker and the power to go down. So let's set that up first, and then we'll finish setting up the supply station. Okay, everything's running pretty well right now. Okay, for the accumulators, I'm going to need batteries. I do have batteries in the mall. Okay, good. I forgot about that. So we can set it up here. Okay, so it's just iron plates and batteries. Okay, so we've got the full inserter capacity bonus. That's great. Let's check on our fuel supply again. We're doing fine on fuel, so I'll do a little bit more research. Let's research rocket silo, because we're going to want, like I said, I think I'll go for a rocket launch here in the starter base, at least one, just so we have that completed for when the new patch comes. At least we can say that we got that far in this series. Okay, now let's figure out how many of these accumulators we want to have. Okay, so one accumulator can hold 5 megajoules. And a megajoule is 1 megajoule is 1 watt sustained over 1 second. Right? So 5 megajoules would be like 5 megawatts for 5 seconds, or 5 megawatts for 1 second. All right. Laser turrets. How much power do laser turrets use? Laser turrets consume 7.6 megawatts. Okay, so 1.5 accumulators would power 1 laser turret for 1 second. So what I'm thinking is, if we have enough power accumulated to power, let's say 4 or 5 laser turrets for 10 seconds, I think that would be good. So 2 laser turrets would be 3 accumulators, 6. So let's say 8 accumulators times 10 seconds. So let's go for something like 80. We'll just round it up to 100. Let's go for 100 accumulators. All right. And we'll set up a bank of 100 accumulators. 100. Okay, perfecto. Now I'll give it those batteries. And then I'll also want to have a few substations. All right, so I'll grab what we've got, and then we'll lay out a blueprint. And maybe we can use this area right here to do this. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of my robots for a moment, because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this out with Ghost, and then that way the bots can just build it as, you know, as the accumulators get made. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, thank you very much. All right, we can get rid of those. Put those back in there. All right. So the robots were very helpful in resupplying me. All right. So I'm just going to lay out a grid here. And then we'll put in the substation. So it looks like if I put a substation right there. Okay, now how many do I have here so far? That's 16. Whoops. Okay. That's 80 accumulators. All right, so let's just we'll do one more of those. Okay, so we can see the charge building up. That'll obviously put a strain on my on my power supply while that's taking place. But once we get this built up, then, you know, that way when the laser turrets kick in, if the power demand of the turrets exceeds what my power plant can provide, then it'll draw some charge from the accumulators. And then when the demand goes back down again, then the accumulators can start to recharge. So that should help with keep the power more stable. Okay, so we'll just let the pardon me, we'll let the bots finish building that. Okay, so now let's set up the supply train station, and I think we'll put it right here. Let me get some rail. Okay, we're going to have to relocate that. There we go. Oh, a couple days ago, I put up a poll on my community tab, asking everybody if they would prefer that, you know, when 17 is released, if they would prefer that I start a new series or continue with the current one. And something like 80% of people voted for a new series. Now, I can see valid arguments on both sides of that question. You know, I know a lot of people don't want to have to see the early game be repeated, which is understandable. You know, all the all the manual smelting and everything like that. I definitely can understand that. I personally enjoy the early game as well as the late game, so it's not really a problem for me. But I know some people get a little bored with it. So I can understand that point of view. But I also feel like there's going to be so many changes that by the time I rebuild everything in this space that needs to be rebuilt, I think it's not going to be, I think it's not going to take a whole lot more time to just to rebuild a new base from scratch and kind of explore all the differences as we go along. So, so due to, you know, popular demand, I'm thinking that I'm probably just going to start a new series when version 17 hits. This is not looking so good. All my belts are lopsided. Oh, okay. I guess that's all right. As long as these belts are full, that's fine. I don't care what these look like. I think it's just because they're all pulling from the same side of the belt, and that's why they're not saturated. But that's okay. It's not really a problem. Okay, so this is going to be the supply train. All right, so we're going to need some requester chests. We can get 5 on there. And the items that we are requesting over here are repair packs, bots, power poles, and turrets. Okay, so actually we only need 4. Yeah, let's just do 2 and 2 on each side. Okay, so we'll get repair packs, we'll get construction bots, we'll get medium power poles, and we'll get laser turrets. All right, and then let's set up the train. Now we don't need a ton of these things. So let's do maybe 4 stacks of the repair packs, because I'm sure those will be used most often. And then we'll do 1 stack of the bots. We'll do 2 stacks of power poles. And 2 stacks of turrets. Where'd my turrets go? Oh, here they are. All right, we'll just do 2 of each here. And I also want to start color coding my trains. So I'm going to open up the Factorio cheat sheet. Go to factoriocheatsheet.com, and there is a table with suggested colors for trains. And let's see if there's one there for supply train. There's rocket supply. No, there's no recommended color for the supply train, so I'll just use the color for the rocket supply. So that's 255-0100. There we go. And then for the personal train, the recommendation is 255-0255. 0255. It's a lovely purple color. And for iron ore, it's 0140-255. There we go. All right, so I'll just start using those color codes for the trains that we set up. Okay, rocket silo research is done. All right, we've got 270 megajoules of power saved up and climbing. Let's do... I'm not going to tackle atomic bomb research yet. Let's do mining productivity. That's what I always like to work on. Okay, so the train's ready. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the supply. And we'll set this, we'll tell it to go there until there are 5 seconds of inactivity. Because it's not going to empty. But we want it to go there, and we want it to wait. Here, let me increase this to 200. We should have 2 stacks each on these. Oops. 100. 100, and we need a signal coming out of here. There we go. Okay, so as I was saying, we want this to go there and just wait for 5 seconds of inactivity, because the supply train is normally never going to empty, right? It's just going to unload some of it, and then the filters will shut off the inserters. It'll stop what it's doing, and then it'll just wait for a few seconds and then move on to the next stop. All right, and then we want it to, oh, we need to rename this station. So this is going to be main supply. Okay, and then at the very end, we want it to come back here to refill. Yeah, we'll just come back here until, well, no, it's not going to be full. We'll come back here until, I guess we go for inactivity here too. Oh, and then here, actually we wanted to wait for the green signal, right? Because we're giving it a green signal when it's got the right quantity of, oh, wait a minute. All right, I need to check this again. We're giving it the green signal when it needs stuff to turn on the station. So the green signal is to turn on the station, not to control the train. All right, so I think I was right the first time. We'll wait for inactivity. Okay, so let's climb aboard. We'll put it in automatic, and let's see how it works. We should be unloading turrets and power poles. Yeah, nice. And then it stopped when we got the right amount. Now the station itself is turned off, as indicated by the red text. So that means that the supply train won't go back there until more supplies are needed. Which in this case means it's just going to sit here and wait, because it doesn't have a valid station to go to. Okay, good. So let's go set up a supply station at the iron outpost. See how our accumulators are coming along. Yeah, we're still missing quite a few. They build rather slowly, so. Okay, now I want the supply station to be within the walls. So I'm going to tear down the walls here for a moment. we'll rebuild it when we're done. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And we'll do another one as well. 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, actually it's... I need to move this out more. Well, let me see. Yeah, I think we can space them 2 apart. Yikes. I'll put a chain signal there for pathfinding. We'll put our entrance. I need stations. Well, I'll just handcraft a couple. All right, I'm going to copy that. So this will be our personal stop. And then this will be iron 1 supply. I'm going to need more gates. There we go. Okay. And hopefully I have enough room there for the supply station. All right, so I'm just gonna copy this. Yeah, I don't think I left myself enough room. Actually, I did. We could do this in a more compact way, couldn't we? Well, it fits, so I'm going to leave it like that. I'm afraid I'll end up messing up the wires. All right, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4, and one of those. And I need a constant combinator. Okay, and then I also need to hook this up to, oh, I need to hook it up to 2 roboports, right? So 1, So the red wire, I need a roboport telling me the robot network contents. Oh. Okay. All right, and that red wire goes where? That feeds into this one. Okay, and then the green wire feeds into this one down here. All right, that's read robot statistics. Okay, yeah, so now it's no longer asking for construction bots because we already have enough here. We've got 10, which is what the target is, but it's asking for everything else because we only have 19 repair packs, and that's it. Okay, so let's add this supply train to the schedule. Iron 1 supply, inactivity, and here it comes. And let's make sure that this works. Nice. Then it'll wait 5 seconds and depart. The green signal is gone and the station is turned off. Okay, so anytime all the supply stations are turned off, the train will just go back to the main base to get resupplied. Okay, so let's shore up our defenses here. And I think what I'll do is I'll just start copying this layout. So let's go like that. Let's get some more wall sections. There we go. And let's do another pair of turrets down here. Okay. I think we're all set. Okay, so while we're here, let's we'll clean up any drills that are mined out. Well, looks like all of those are mined out. We can take down a few of these power poles. Okay, and we'll pick that one up too. Alright, so I'll dump that in the junk wagon. And I'll hang on to everything else. Alright, let's head back to the base. Let's take a look at how our uranium processing is going. Okay, so we have 18 pieces of uranium-235, so we're getting there slowly. And we have 2,300 pieces of uranium-238, so more than enough of that. So again, once we get up to 40 pieces, then we'll start doing the Covarex enrichment and multiplying it, and then we'll start making some nuclear fuel. And then once we have some fuel stockpiled, we'll go ahead and build the reactors. So until then, I think we can start to work on putting together a rocket silo and making rocket parts so that we can get at least one rocket launched. And then we'll keep expanding from there. So thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.